All right, ladies and gentlemen, sitting at home watching the game, welcome to the Big O. We've got game number 2. We're going to see Pikes Peak coming out of Colorado Springs going up against the host of the Big O, Emerald City.
That's right. That's the Schizophrenics about to take the track against Pikes Peak. Going to be a really exciting game here today. Emerald City currently ranked number 104 in the Wftda, with Pikes Peak just 2 spots better at 102.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Pikes Peak is already out there on the track getting ready to go. So let's go ahead and roll through the rosters. Ophelia Mellis, who do you got?
All right, skating for Emerald City today is going to be Genesis O'Sin, T Natural, Aerial Strike, Psychotic Rage, Gemini, Wonder Dread, Lady Bullseye, Pirate Booty, Coop, Ogden, Agent Orange, Zonan the Barbarian, Rex Havoc, and Boylan.
All right, for Pikes Peak, we've got 00 Serious Business, in 013 Parker, 007 Brass Moose Knuckles, number 1 Trick Pony, 18 Pepper Sleigh, 1900 Russian Bride, 30 Mickey Torque, 365 Daisy Dukem, number 4 Seven Deadly Sins, 420 Destiny Blaze, 510 Sangria Punch, 52 Cat Black and Blue, and 64 Pretty Penny.
All right, King, we're already off to a start. The jam has begun. Emerald City versus Pikes Peak. We are now in play. It looks like Psychotic Rage, number 123, jamming for Emerald City.
And 00 Serious Business. Right now, she's up against the back of a pack, found a hole on the outside, and she ran through, and she's your lead jammer.
That's right. It looks like Russian Bride played some pretty sweet offense on that, got her out, but she is on her way to the penalty box at this time as the Schizophrenics maintain a front wall.
She did a nice scooch around there on the outside. I think she did maybe get that 1 point. Yes, she did. Serious Business picked up that 1 point on the outside, called it off, knowing that other jammer was bearing down on her from the back of the pack.
Well, that was great point protection by number 828, Zonan the Barbarian, protecting that for Emerald City. And taking the line here for Emerald City is going to be Boylan, number 96.
We're going to have a slight package advantage right now. 4 blockers are going to be out there for Emerald, where Pikes Peak is only going to be with 3.
Oh, she'll be out there helping out soon with those nice 30-second penalties now.
Up around the outside, and once again out front, Trick Pony now is the lead jammer for Pikes Peak.
Nice effort by Rex Havoc running up the inside, try to play a little last-minute defense. Meanwhile, Boylan does break through that pack.
Daisy Dukem getting called for a penalty. She's headed to the penalty box, so they're going to have a blocker advantage of 2 people out there.
0 points awarded in that jam. Beautiful force out by Genesis O'Sin to protect that. She was about to run into a pretty heavy front wall of Schizophrenics.
That's number 26.2, Wonder Dread, taking the line.
So the score still stands at 1-0. Pikes Peak currently in the lead.
And right now, the Pikes Peak taking the front with only those 2 blockers out there. They're waiting for this whistle to blow. Emerald City right now in the back, taking that line. Nice defense so far by Pikes Peak, trying to contain that jammer. No pack is called. Emerald City's got lead jammer.
That's Wonder Dread, lead jammer for Emerald City.
And Pretty Penny is finally broken through that pack. I think there was a penalty also called on that last play.
Really aggressive blocking by T Natural in the pack play as Wonder Dread makes her way around the outside.
Oh, that was a great hit to take her out in the apex, but she's going to get the points for it. That's kind of one of those, well, you got the points, but you're going to pay for it.
Yeah, Russian Bride had her eyes all over her. That score now 4-1 with Emerald City in the lead.
We're going to see Serious Business once again out there with a star on her helmet for Pikes Peak.
Psychotic Rage wearing the star again for Emerald City, wearing the green jerseys. Of course, they are the host league, and this is the 3rd of the Big O tournament. And so far, so good.
Yeah. Just like that, a little bit of jammer defense or offense being played, and just like that, Emerald City is out.
Pikes Peak not far behind. Serious Business makes her way around, and she was awarded lead jammer. Psychotic Rage earns a no pass, no penalty, not lead jammer, so they were able to call that one off, pull that jam down 0-0.
I think she looked back at that ref almost a little excited or confused maybe. Looked at him like, what?
She's like, yeah, all right.
All right, I'm calling this off. I'm not
Thanks,
going to try
homie.
and chase that down.
All right.
Right now-
Roland, taking the line again for Emerald City.
And Pikes Peak once again having a hard time keeping blockers on the track. They only got 2 out there right now, and they're going to have to contend with those 3 blockers from Emerald City.
Basically both backwards to start, trying to get that force out, do a little bit of a tornado to try and get her to the inside. Unfortunately not successful this time. Boylan's lead jammer.
Trick Pony finally made her way through the pack, but she's got a half a track to try and catch up to Emerald City's jammer.
Beautiful screen. That's going to be Gemini 1771 with a beautiful screen on the inside line. Boylan's going to pick up 4.
You know, on that last play, Dukem really she needed to look over her shoulder. She needed to know where that jammer was. She had the inside line. She drifted, and the jammer got those points for her.
That's right. You got to have that awareness at all times. Got to be on guard.
That's one of the great things about roller derbies. You've got to be able to play offense and defense just like that at all times because it's, it's the way the game is scored.
King, that is the thing about roller derby. You're
That is
right.
absolutely it.
Our score currently stands 8-1, Emerald City in the lead. Emerald doing a really interesting and deep wall. They had 2 backward skaters, one's forward, kickstanding her. A wall with a lot of redundancy and depth is going to be more successful. In this case, lead jammer going to Wonder Dread of Emerald City.
Absolutely. Pretty Penny still stuck in the pack. She's gotten taken down twice. She finally found a hole through. She did get awarded lead jammer status. I think it was shocked her once again to realize they were lead jammer. She called it off, but not before a point was scored out there on the track.
That's right. So that'll take the score 9-1. I don't believe the score is showing on our web feed, so we'll try to update you as much as possible. 9-1, Emerald leading with some time remaining that I don't know about.
Got about 24 seconds still left on the clock for this quarter.
Minutes.
Did I say seconds?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's going to be a really fast quarter.
Sweet.
Nice hit on the inside line. Serious Business taking a fall, and she's back up and trying to fight her way through.
Psychotic Rage just powers through the inside line. She was up against a 4-wall on her own. One of the skaters from Pikes Peak gets a multiplayer block, and she just pushed through, picked up her feet, lead jammer.
And just like that, Psychotic Rage is through again. She did take a little tumble, but very quick to get back up on her feet, and that's a grand slam. 5 points on the pack.
Daisy Dukem, a pretty intimidating blocker, was staring down Psychotic Rage, has her eyes all over her as Psychotic Rage makes her scoring pass here.
Serious Business almost at a complete standstill, and they are doing fantastic work with their wall to really contain her and not let her get anywhere.
And here we go, first power jam of the game. Psychotic Rage going to the box for a forearm call.
And Serious Business is not the lead jammer, so this is going to keep right on going. And we should see her back out on the track before this jam is over.
It's time for my favorite part of roller derby. It's time for offense.
Well, that depends on which team you're calling for.
I guess so.
All right, Serious Business finally pushes her way out, but there's that 4-wall once again waiting to greet her. And here came the offense. A swing and a hit. She's got one player left to beat. Serious Business worn out, but she is through that pack.
She is indeed now on her scoring pass, and Emerald City blocker sent to the box for a clockwise penalty. As you know, the rules were slightly adjusted, but she did step backwards, knock down the opposing jammer, and that's enough to earn you a call and a trip to the box.
And that's a good call. Well, the jammer for Emerald City ran out there, hit the track, and is sent back to the penalty box. It looks like
Mickey Torque with a nice wraparound. Emerald City just really had her stuffed.
I want to say that was a track cut that got called out there. And Serious Business picks up 3 points at the end of that jam. They did need those points. Right now we got a score of 14-5 as I'm looking at the scoreboard next to me. Make that 17-5. So Emerald City right now, they've got a blocker and a jammer sitting out in the penalty box. And there's a full complement of players for Pikes Peak. So the penalty situation problems have switched around. Emerald City now having some problems of their own.
Super agile jammer for Pikes Peak. There she's up on the inside, lead jammer.
But that was actually really good defense. They had her contained, and really it's about burning that penalty off and keeping her to a minimum of points.
Oh, So she came around, kicked her feet over the edge. That was a little bit of a risky thing to do.
She also set her feet down out of
That's
bounds.
right.
That could have resulted in another cut. So that's not something you want. It looks like 17-10 now, with 21 minutes left on the clock is the score.
Big shout out to all of you are doomed over there on the bench today.
Both teams have a blocker sitting in the penalty box.
All right, again, Emerald City lining up. It looks like they really like to have this depth of the wall. They have two skaters on the ends facing forwards and one kickstanding them, trying to control them with the shoulders. They just have to be careful about not getting those multiplayer calls.
Nice tight wall being put up by Pike, and just like that, Parker levels her, and a cut track being called. You got to know who hit you out, and you got to know when to get back on the track.
Well, it's one of those times where you're confused about where your feet went out, where that skater was, and unfortunately not as conservative as she would have liked, and she'll be serving 30 seconds.
Well, if you guys are watching at home, you're going to see Penny also heading to the penalty box. She picked up another cut, so both jammers in the penalty box for a cut, and as you know, roller derby's no fun with no jammers, so Emerald City's jammer has been released.
And everybody's favorite, we now get a 2-minute jam.
That's right. Let's see if endurance comes into play in this next jam.
Penny getting forced out by number 51, Coop. Moves to the outside. Looks like she swings by on the inside.
Penny getting a nice hit on the inside. She's down, but that blocker hit the deck, so she's free to go. Nice defense waiting for her from Pikes. Offense, though, sliding back. That was Gemini opening up a hole and getting her jammer free.
Boylan now through for 5 points. She has a really good field of vision. She leans forward. She just tries to see through the pack and keep her feet moving. There she goes on the outside.
Brutal defense being played, and a cut. Yeah, Penny picked up another cut out there. You cannot enter in front of that blocker that knocks you out of bounds as long as she stays in bounds. And she's going to be sitting for another 30 seconds.
It's definitely obvious this is something that Emerald City's been working on. They've improved greatly since the WWS this year in Bremerton.
Now, what you saw up front was Pikes Peak. Their blockers did a bunch of swings, and they kept hitting that jammer. But playing some just straight-up offense and staying in one place, you would have slowed her down and burned that penalty off a little bit better.
That's right, yeah. But they did a great job, Pikes, of trying to keep moving laterally and buying time. But
right.
you know, eventually you're going to run out of room, get out of play.
You're going to lose the sweet spot.
Right now, Emerald coming away with it a little bit. Still very early in the game, but it's 32-10. Emerald leading.
Now, out there on the track, Emerald's going to start with the only jammer on the track. As you know, Penny's in the box for a cut on that last play.
Psychotic Rage up the inside line. She's going to be your lead jammer.
You have to hold that inside line. You cannot let the jammer take that from you, especially in a situation like this.
Jammer re-entering in the rear of the pack. Emerald City doing a run back, forcing her to re-enter another 20, 30 feet behind the rest of the pack.
Penny has come in hot. She is battling that back wall. She is hitting full force. Still trying to get through, though. That's some great defense by Emerald.
Pikes Peak, it looked like all 4 blockers managed to force out Psychotic Rage, a real team effort. Only one of them actually remained in bounds, but she was the one that ran straight back. Oh, man.
Penny getting picked up on another cut track.
That's a heartbreaker.
She's going to have nightmares about that tomorrow.
A little bit of a collision. Jammer and jammer. Friendly. They waved. They apologized.
Oh, yeah.
They carried on with the game. So we're all here for one reason, and that's to play good, clean, fun derby.
That's right. And, you know, people do run into each other in derby. It happens.
It's really good to see Emerald coming in strong. This is a second game of the tournament for us. First game for Emerald City, and of course being hosts. It's no easy task to produce a tournament with over 800 skaters involved. That's 30 teams from all over the world. And Rex Havoc currently blocking like a beast. Number 83, she's the tournament director.
Yeah.
She's wearing a lot of hats today. And I was on the Emerald City with the first Big O, and I can tell you it's really stressful to produce a tournament while playing the best derby you can. So good on you, Emerald City. Keep up the good work.
Well, they did not have an answer on that last one. They had done some great scoring in Emerald City. They had managed to either play offense or the jammer could work it through on her own. And what do we got the score at right now?
Well, it's 47-10. That was a 19-point jam. And Pretty Penny finally released from the box at the end of that jam. So she's going to sit down, think about what she's done, and hopefully come back refreshed.
You know, I don't mean to pick on Pretty Penny, but you know that's really when you get 3 penalties like that, bang, 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 it does affect you mentally. So I would like to see what she comes back with after this little rest.
Yeah.
Miss the track again.
After that last call, she just was just like,
yeah,
man, she's like,
right in front of us.
she
She
knew
threw
it.
her hands up like, ah.
So hopefully, she can shake that one off, come through for Pikes Peak. They also have jammers in serious business. She's the really fierce-looking one with the face mask. Brass Moose Knuckles, probably the best roller derby name of all time. So they definitely have a bench of jammers that can play. Trick Pony.
She's also one of their jammers. So right now they're calling a timeout. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be about. This is the time where the coach wants to gather his forces and make sure that everybody's on the same page. You got to try and stop the bleeding. You got to get yourself on the track and stay on the track. Penalties right now, I think, are playing the part on getting them kind of in this deficit. So you need to switch gears and start moving forward.
Well, this situation, with it being so early in the game, so early in the weekend, a score of 47-10 with this much time to play, it's going to be the true test of a good team to just shake it off and play their game.
Oh, yeah. By the way, roller derby is one of those things that's scored in runs, and you only have 10 points on the board. You are probably going to have a run of your own, so you just got to bide your time.
Yeah.
Wait till some penalties happen for the Emerald, and really run up that score.
The momentum will come. They just keep doing what they're doing. Keep that jammer on the track. They got nothing to worry about.
Excellent defense being played on the track. Penalty, though, being called. I believe it's out of play.
Yeah, that's Parker.
Yep, Emerald City Thou's got the lead jammer status.
Yeah, Wonder Dread coming through on her first scoring pass, but in the meantime, Brass Moose Knuckles is through the pack, so only one scoring pass for Emerald City. So
well, Emerald City picks up 4 points, and as long as they keep putting the pressure on and keeping that lead out, they're really going to be doing well.
Absolutely. Nickel and dime by Emerald City there. They certainly know that Pikes Peak is hungry and that this lead is totally doable. They can close this in no time. Coming back on the track here is Ariel Ogden taking the hat for Emerald City.
And it might be serious business. She's so low on the track, I can't see her.
There she is.
Serious business. Yes, it is. Yep, she decided to take her derby stance all the way to the deck on that one. Now she's stuck behind the wall of green and really cannot find the light of day to get herself out.
Ogden, just a really powerful skater, pushed Pikes Peak forward. Got to tell you, Pikes Peak, all 3 skaters had all 8 wheels pointing forward. May not have worked them very well in this case. Emerald City, really good at that backwards blocking and reinforcing their walls and creating depth. Meanwhile, Ogden through for a natural grand slam. That's going to be 5 points for Emerald City.
Pikes Peak needs to work on their offense. They need to stop the bleeding. They got to get their jammer out, get her in a scoring position, and try and get Emerald City to stop stop the scoring.
828, Zonan the Barbarian as well as Rex Havoc, both taking turns facing the jammer. They got their arms out and they're sort of doing this come at me bro blocking style, and it's working well. They have great agility, so they're moving laterally, buying time as that pack creeps forward. So great blocking by Rex Havoc and Zonan the Barbarian in that jam.
Bro blocking style. That is the greatest thing I've ever heard. Well, right now we got a score of 64-10. Emerald City is really doing a great job of stuffing the jammer, keeping her locked down, and getting their jammer out into all that scoring.
Well, so Pikes Peak hasn't been able to put points on the board in the last 4 jams, so let's see what they can do here. Jammer's coming in hot. Who we got here?
Well, she's through. She's trying to run up that inside line, and she is out. That is Trick Pony. She's your lead jammer.
Boyle in one more blocker to pass to get through on her initial pass, and she is through successfully.
Well, now you need to drop back and play a little bit of offense. Is kind of what they look like they're going to do. Oh! Rushing hit on that inside. Aerial strike.
Some gray area. Some refs could maybe call. I don't know. They didn't, so that's what matters.
Sometimes no call on something like that. Roller derby is a game where people can get a big hit like that, and yeah, there might have been a little bit of a penalty, but I love seeing those big hits.
Yeah, no call. Play on. It's the roller derbies. 64-12 going into this jam.
Both jammers, actually, full compliments by both teams. Parker taking out Psychotic Rage on the inside line. She's got to go way back and start again.
Psychotic Rage with a really smart re-entry. She saw where she needed to go. She came in, took a little bit of a conservative wide swing, and that's the way to do it. Someone's getting, that's going to be a back block call. She might be done.
Well, she'll probably play it out, but, you know, you get 7 penalties, you might as well use them.
Emerald City come in with some offense on the outside. Psychotic Rage makes it through. Outside pack ref says that's okay. And I saw really great silent communication by all 4 blockers. Head nods, looking across, some hand signals. So that was a very well executed play.
Now, this is a great call by the bench of Emerald City. What they've done is they've called off the jam. The jammer's standing in the box. So they're going to start this next jam off in a power jam situation.
Is it? It's a situation.
It is a situation.
It's a temporary
It's
situation.
very temporary. Well, because she's standing.
Right. Yeah. You know. Phil feeding us the score over here says, "Giggity, the score is now 69-12 with Emerald City in
As
the
soon as
lead."
you said 69, I was going to go giggity.
Giggity.
Dang it.
And there she goes. That's Wonder Dread lead jammer for Emerald City. Parker got some vocals on her. Great communication from Pikes Peak and really quality bridging.
Well, you got to have someone out there on the track who can communicate. Penny get knocked around on the inside. They escort her out of bounds. No! And they actually, I think that they missed a cutout there, but that's okay. Penny staying to the center of the track right now, trying to push her way through.
Yep, she got a call. Oh, a high block?
High block, yep.
Or blocking with the head, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
That's no joke. That's a dangerous, thing to do. So the refs are definitely going to call that one tight.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of frustration sinking in. 4 points on that last pass being picked up by Emerald City.
Wonder Dread making her way through. Emerald City choosing not to be assertive on this jam, but they have all the time in the world at this point. If they can control the clock, keep putting the points on, they're going to be in good position. Again, they're ranked number 104, Pikes Peak 102. This is going to be a great opportunity for Emerald City if they keep piling on the points to gain in the rankings.
Mickey Torque tried to jump in there, gave a nice little swat to Dread.
Penny pushing forward through the pack. Oh, swing. Whoa. Got a hat that came off. That's okay. She can pick it up and put it back on in the rules.
Boy, I'm telling you, if I went down like that, I don't know if I'd get back up today.
She shook it off like it was nothing,
I know. She was more worried about the cap.
She has now had 5 trips to the penalty box this game.
Yeah.
And the way that she has handled these trips to the box, having the snot hit out of her, picking up that hat, she's composed.
Yeah.
That's honorable.
Yep.
So our
Most
score.
definitely. I'm wondering if we will see her for the rest of this half. They might let her cool down and get her back in there for the second. I don't think you want to lose somebody in the first half with 5 already on the penalties.
Score is 86-12. Emerald leading.
And Pikes Peak has lead jammer right now.
There you go. One trick pony coming in. This is an Emerald City 4-wall. They get the force out and run her back. Genesis Osin doing everything she can to not destroy the pack. So that was great reflexes.
Ogden right up here in the apex. She jumped right through the middle of it, and she is through.
NBD. I want to say happy birthday to Slapcat. She is on the skates of Phoenix, not skating in this game. And it's her 21st birthday. Not really, but I'm going to say it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I kind of stopped aging at 25.
Yeah,
I'm just going to stop there.
I'm 25-ish.
Been doing it for years.
Got about 8.5 minutes remaining in this half with a score of 86-16.
Just like that, up front, number 96, Boylan. She is through for your lead jammer.
Hey, is it just me or is she boiling hot? It's okay. She's my friend. I'm allowed to say that.
Nice tight wall on the inside. Both teams right now trying to get that jammer out, or trying to contain that jammer, and that jammer's not going anywhere.
Gemini with some really effective lateral blocking. She skated backwards, moved side to side. She dropped the first bridge. Meanwhile, Serious Business makes her way through.
Finally found the light of day. Boylan runs through right through the middle. Nice offense, just the slightest little tap. They got her through, and that's 4 easy points for Emerald.
Girls are bouncing to the music, having a good attitude. You know, we got a good DJ here. So
we got a great DJ here. And when
He's all right.
when your jam comes on, you got to bounce. Win, lose, or draw, man. When there's dancing time, it's dancing time. Slide package advantage right now for Pikes Peak. Up front, trying to ram her way through. Unfortunately, Pikes Peak jammer not able to find the light of day. Oh, and it's just leveled by Genesis of Sin.
I gotta say, the 3 Emerald blockers that are on the track right now, these are their gangster blockers. You know, Rex Havoc, I mean, she's former president of the league. She's been on the skates of Phoenix forever. There goes Psychotic Rage. Easy peasy apex jump. Picks him up, puts him down.
It's no big deal.
Whatever.
Just an apex jump.
She's like, what? That's the way I had to go.
Yeah, I always jump the apex. That's how we roll in Emerald City. Is there an apex? It's getting jumped.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm working on learning how to jump the outside of the apex.
Tell me what that
Pretty
is.
sure that's a thing.
So in the Matrix, when you learn how to do that, let me know. I will take that red pill.
6:20 remaining in this half. Emerald City tiptoeing on breaking the 100 mark. 99 to 16.
I think Pikes Peak knew about that. Trick Pony, she's out as your lead jammer. They are definitely playing a little bit better here.
Well, so we got Wonder Dread jamming. She sort of pushed through, took a little bit of a spill, and it was really smart, quick reaction by Pikes Peak to reform directly in front of her. We call that sitting on her face up in the Pacific Northwest, as you know, and they did that.
Oh, I'm loving the Ophelia Millen terminology today. Trick Pony jumps right on through. She picks up 5 points, it looks like, on the track. And we got a score, 99 Emerald, Pikes at 21. For the quarter, we got about 5 minutes, 24 seconds left. And what I'd like to see from Pikes Peak right now is a nice run. You want them going into halftime with a little bit of momentum to kind of get this game going in their direction. They've sputtered to get the game started. They've finally gotten over 20 points. They need to keep that, what they've got going.
You know, if they could focus to set that up, really executing, getting a cut, getting a power jam.
Well,
Yeah, there it is.
Wow, did you just say that?
Yes, I did.
I gotta watch out for you now. You are like willing things on the track. Well, they've got the power jam. Now they gotta play the offense and get that jammer through.
Rex Havoc gets the force out, dances around all 4 blockers, manages to stay in bounds.
I like the I form they were trying to do, the I formation. They were trying to push everybody out, but they let a lot of those blockers get through. And Ogden and Rex up front, Ogden and Agent Orange up front did some great work. But I like the call off here. Get a fresh jammer out and try and take advantage of that power jam.
Yeah, she definitely got iced.
Yeah, and you don't want to burn a good power jam.
No. If it's not working, shake it off.
Right.
Try and take what you can. The penalties are so short now, which is awesome. But I mean, as you know, as a blocker, it's like, okay, penalty box, sit down, and then you're like, really, I have to stand already? I haven't even caught my breath.
And we're off. The offense starts. They're bumping and jamming, trying to get that jammer out, and she's free. Trick Pony.
Mickey Torque making a great effort. Just one punch offense, and then you got to go back and set it up, and that was really effective.
Well, like you said, with this 30-second penalty, that jammer's already back out there on the track for Emerald City.
And there they go, one Trick Pony. She gets her 5 in the sky as Boylan re-enters the track, and she's got the time to go for another.
And that jammer's still stuck in the pack. There's a cat pass out there.
Run away, run away!
Coop is taking it. And she's trying to get through, but no, they're not getting fooled by that, and they've got their beady eyes on that star.
You know, star pass can be really challenging when you're handing it to somebody who's already behind the pack still.
There's a cut. We got another power jam out there on the track right now. What did I talk about them going to this strong? Trick Pony still got the star, still got the lead jammer, and she's through almost, I think, about to get her 5 more points.
And there she goes. That was really cool. She got spun around by, I think that was maybe Genesis O'Sin, but her feet stayed on the track. She knew that her feet stayed on the track, got up, put some points up.
Well, me looking over my shoulder here, it looks like 99 to 36. That was a 15-point jam.
Yeah, awesome. That's their best jam yet.
Yeah.
Clawing their way back. That's
We got 2 minutes.
99-36 right now.
That's right, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this jam. And they're starting to get their wheels turning. They're starting to move in the right direction. I'm liking this Pikes Peak team that I'm seeing out here right now.
Pikes Peak setting this power jam up the same way that Emerald sets their power jams up. They do 2 on the inside, 2 on the outside, and sort of look to each other to see if they can make a move. In this case, they're not. They're hoping their jammer can just push through. Genesis O'Sin and Ogden helping her out, holding hands because they're besties.
This is great
perfect.
defense. Emerald City
had
just
to let
doing
her
a
go.
monstrous job in the defense. And what they've done is they burned
killed.
Yep,
They killed it.
They killed it. They burned it down. Power
Gangsters.
jam over. The Coop is back in there.
Pew, pew, pew.
So she's now on her scoring pass. Coop's in the pack, trying to work her way through.
There she goes. That's 5 points for Moose Knuckles. Ha.
Oh, Coop headed to the penalty box again. Not liking
Nope,
it.
nope, she's okay.
Wait a
Ref
minute.
says thumbs up. Just
Oh,
JK,
that
JK.
wacky ref fooled me. Coop's back in the pack. He might have fooled me, but he didn't fool that wall of pink and black.
About a couple more seconds for Moose Knuckles to work her way around true veteran Rex Havoc. And Aerial Strike as well, former captain, longtime member of Emerald City. They have bounds of experience here. Coop makes her way around, and they call off that jam to protect those points.
Absolutely. I think she picked up 3 more points at the end of that jam. That's going to put them over 41.
Are they listening to us?
Well, it should be 44. So right now, we have 41 seconds left in this jam, or in this period. We have a score, Emerald City 99 and Pikes Peak 44.
So check this out. Emerald City hasn't scored in the last 5 jams.
Bam!
Right there. It's almost like the WFTDA rankings calculator works.
What? Of course it does. And Serious Business out there on the track. She's got 2 blockers left to beat.
And you're out of here.
And she's out. She's your lead jammer.
Woo!
Wow, right up here in front of us. 5'10".
Sangria punch.
She did a nice,
It was
huge
beautiful.
hit out there.
Not a clockwise block, kind
No.
of bordering on it, but it was controlled. She stayed on her feet. She had great balance.
Man, that's too bad. Serious Business did just cut the track. One of the blockers pushed the player into her
Yeah.
and then ran back, and she only paid attention to the player that pushed her out.
And she'll join Daisy Dukem in the box, so we have the advantage for, and another Pikes Peak blocker in the box, so we have an advantage Emerald City in a 4-2 pack with Psychotic Rage, their go-to jammer.
Well, they were having some good times with the penalties, the way it was rolling, but sometimes
Wow.
karma catches up to you.
Just spun around on that inside line. A lot of times when you're blocking, you try to cheat a little bit to bait the jammer to the inside line, and they just didn't get there fast enough.
Oh, 420 Blaze. She's out there. She did a direction of play, pushed her out of bounds. You can't hit people going the wrong direction.
Rules.
I know.
I was
It would
telling
be
me what
so
to
much
do.
more fun. Well, I think Serious Business snuck in there, caught them all looking the wrong way, and she picks up 5 easy points.
Emerald going for it. Serious Business in the pack. Emerald City now down to 2 blockers. They're out of play. 4 more points for Pikes Peak as Psychotic Rage tries to break up through these 3 blockers. Lady Bullseye with some offense on the inside line, as you see right in front of us.
That was some nice offense out there played by Emerald City. They got their jammer out, picked up those 4 points. They've reached a century mark on that one.
All right, we're at the half. Currently, the score is 113 to 56. Emerald City leading. And what do you think of this first half so far?
I'm actually pretty impressed. Both teams came out there. Emerald City obviously playing some excellent defense. They've got some good work out there containing the jammer and keeping them scoreless on way too many jams. Pikes Peak, on the other hand, they started out a little slow. They had some penalty problems, and then they couldn't get their jammer out. They were really affected by the defense. But there, in the last 5-6 minutes of that jam, they really kind of put it together and put a good string of scoring together. And it looks good.
You know, the damage was definitely done in that first quarter. Thank you, sir. I'm talking. Thank you.
DJ up here harassing Ophelia Mellons, but who
you.
doesn't harass you up here?
Agent Meow. All right, so the first quarter of play, of course, dominated by Emerald City. Pikes Peak really shaking off the cobwebs, getting more comfortable. Pretty Penny, of course, having a really rough first half. She's got 5 against her. The score 113 to 56, based on that second quarter of play, it doesn't feel like that.
Right.
It's starting to be really tit for tat.
And you know, a score of that magnitude it's easily surmountable. You can get right back in this game. So I'm really interested to see what the second half is going to bring to us. For all you folks at home, don't go nowhere. Well, go to the refrigerator, grab yourself a sandwich and a beer. We'll be right back right after this. So we will get this next jam started as soon as the officials out there decide what they're going to do and how they're going to assess things. If you are just joining us, the score right now is 113 to 56. Emerald City's at 113. Pikes Peak is at 56. And Emerald City so far has really dominated this game.
You know, they actually have pretty similar styles, the way they line up for those power jams, the way that they communicate. But Emerald City's doing a really good job of executing, and they're being much more aggressive on the offense. Even if it's just they got 2 on the inside, 2 on the outside, they're at least taking that step, and they're doing the one punch before returning to play D or set up for the return of the other jammer.
I might even go one step farther and say their transition from offense to defense
is quick
and effective. It's one of those where their defense locks down a jammer, and their offense, well, they knock a hole open, and their jammer normally finds it to get through.
I'm finding that Pikes Peak is a little easier to get pushed forward. They have more skates pointing forward. So, as you see, they're going to be more effective in the back. Emerald City, pretty good anywhere. One Trick Pony, not lead jammer for Pikes, but she's the first out. Oh, she did get it.
She did get it.
Okay, very good.
I thought they were signaling something, but they are not.
They were lying.
Yep, they lied to us. Wonder Dread, though, has breached the pack. She's not your lead jammer.
Pretty Penny working her way to try to get some points. She might have hit up 2 there, so 2 zip. Pikes Peak to round out this first jam.
Well, they got 2.
2 of them.
Pikes Peak got
1
2 points.
and 2.
That ref likes to fool you. He's working at it.
Well, that's fun.
And
that's an OTO.
Looks like they're going to have a review.
He's pointing at his sweet pecs.
He's going to,
his shoulders. And
who's got 2 thumbs and who likes to call things. So what I think they're going to do out there is assess the points, make sure that the points are right on the board.
Well, right now the score is currently 113 to 58. The clock continued to go, so this official timeout is just to adjust the jam clock versus the game clock.
Well, you want to make sure the time's right, the score's right, and the penalties are right, and that's why they call them.
With the way this game is going, every second's going to count. That was the 6th lead jam in a row for Pikes Peak.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. They got to get get themselves settled down, get the momentum going in the right direction, stay on the track, and if you put those 3 things together, you're going to come out ahead in this game. So it looks like they are making the adjustment. The clock has finally come to a stop.
Phil just let me know also that 2 of the skaters for the Emerald City All-Stars, the Schizophrenics, actually just came over before this game. They played a B-team game earlier against Sicktown, so Pirate Booty and Agent Orange playing a second game in a row.
Well, you just want to get warmed up.
You know.
That's how she rolls. You know, there's no such thing as too much derby, even if they overlap.
So 113-58, still quite a differential there. We tried to look at their past games to see if there was any triangulation. These teams haven't played each other in any recent history. They both played Terminal City at the last Big O last year and actually lost to Terminal City by similar margins. So, this is expected to be a contentious bout.
Oh, yeah. I think they're pretty evenly matched. Oh, a huge hit by Parker. Laying out that jammer.
Business makes her way through the inside.
And
Number 7, lead jam.
And she's on a power jam.
Oh, yes, she is.
This is another one of those opportunities that they need right now. I am not so sure I would play that passive offense like they just did in the Apex.
Well, Skatophrenics shook that one off. They try to have some depth in their wall, but she snuck right by. Genesis going to get over there next time, I bet. And there they are.
She should stay off that outside line. In this case, is where you want to stick to the middle. You want to try and use your strength and endurance to just push that wall out. She's got 2 blockers left to beat. Oh, they did a fine job, but they had to let her go. That's a 5-point pass, and she calls off this jam.
Nice blocking by Zona and the Barbarian there. Had her, what I call the come at me bro on the outside line. Didn't quite get that pop to get her out of bounds, so she did squeeze by, picked up a few more points. So good on you, Pikes Peak. That score is now 113-68.
And I'm really liking the call off there. She could have kept going, but right now they're going to start this next jam, fresh jammer, and they've still got the Emerald City jammer in the penalty box.
Ice, ice, baby. So chopping wood, as we say. They're just picking it up, jam by jam, trying to catch up. Psychotic Rage has to go way back over to turn 3.
And nice defense being paid by Emerald City right now. That jam.
They can't move.
Nowhere.
That's locked in.
Wow. I mean, she hasn't even got to the pivot line yet.
Almost.
Oh, you there. You made it to the pivot line. Oh, she made it free. That was a great
well
push.
earned.
That's Mickey Torque. First time I think I've seen her with a star on her helmet tonight.
Absolutely. With Pretty Penny's rough first half, she's stepping in, stepping up, and she does a good job.
All right, that was another great play. Mickey Torque skimmed through on that inside line, passed all the blockers she had to, picked up her 4 points, and called off that jam. We've got a score of 72 to 113, and the momentum right now is all with Pikes Peak.
And there's just something about this beat that Agent Meow is playing right now, and everybody in this building is dancing about. So that was the 8th lead jam in a row for Pikes Peak, if you're keeping track. Wonder if they can hit 10.
And there's a depleted pack on both sides out there. Trick Pony trying to make it up that outside.
And there's Emerald City getting back the control, although she is right on Boylan.
Yeah, Boylan looking over her shoulder. Now we've got the jammer on jammer hits. And it looks like Trick Pony has pushed it out. What they're doing right now is keeping this pack fast to burn off that clock. Boylan had to call it off because Trick Pony was on the back of that,
and she just got it. That blocker was released at the very end. It couldn't have been timed better.
Actually. Well, and then the advantage here is that her 2 blockers got out, but there's still 2 blockers for Pikes Peak sitting in that box, or standing in the box, but they're still there. They're not on the track helping.
Emerald City doing smart. They're going to default to defense with that 4-2 pack advantage. Just try and catch that jammer.
Nice slow jam to get this started.
That's Wonder Dread. She finds her way around. Can she make it through?
Oh, and
out of play. She's going to be not lead jammer.
Pikes Peak needed to get out there and bridge a little bit better. I think they could have made that difference up had she gotten out there.
Okay, so that's going to be 5 points for Emerald City's Wonder Dread.
Pikes Peak still stuck in that. Oh, never mind. As I say that, she eked around that inside line, but hot on her tail.
No lead jammer. They're doing you a favor, honey, by not calling it off.
Well, Wonder Dread.
Okay, a late lead jammer was awarded to Pikes Peak Moose Knuckles.
Well, I honestly, Ophelia, I think that these folks are listening to you on the track. They were like, wait, what did she just say? There's no lead. Well, okay. So I think you willed them into calling a lead jammer out there, and this jam comes to win it. And I knew that whistle was going to call.
Yep, that's an official review.
Yeah, they want to talk about it. Well, that Emerald finally got their points back on the board, 122 with 24 minutes still left in this game. 74 Pikes Peak.
So one thing I want to say about this Big O so far is about the number of people that it takes to put on a tournament or an invitational, as it were, of this size. With 30 teams, we have 800 skaters that are going to be here throughout this weekend. And of course, all these people aren't going to be here at the same time necessarily, but between the skaters, the production, the 115 officials and referees that are here, photo and other media. What's going on here? So they're still discussing that. 25 announcers, vendors, some upwards of 300 other volunteers that are here. So we're talking about over 1,350 people involved to put this tournament on.
And you know, you're only seeing one of the tracks. We have 3 tracks here. All of them are being recorded, and you will be able to see all the games that are being played here. But you'll only be able to see track 1, which here we are live, as we go live.
So it looks like the head ref has come to conclusion and is speaking with representatives from the both team, and let's see if anything will come of it.
You got coaches and captains out there debating their stuff, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with that late call for the lead jammer.
I mean, what the result of that is going to be, I don't know, but let's see.
What can you do after this one? They've called it off and they moved on with life.
It's like they're handing him a mic and we'll relay that information.
Interesting.
Okay, so with the new rules, when you call a challenge, if you win your first, no, is that only in the first half? Actually, no, it's good. So they lost this challenge. If you had won it, you actually can retain your right to challenge. So you know they want to protect their lead. Not a bad call. They did lose that challenge, so they will retain their points. 122 for Emerald, 74 for Pikes Peak, with about 24 minutes left for play.
You only hope that challenge is going to pay off later on in this game. Right now, looks like up front, Psychotic Rage pushes her way out. She's your lead jammer for Emerald City.
Blaze gives a good push to 7 deadly spins on the outside, just not quite enough.
Looks like a hit with the head.
Serious,
yeah, blocking with the head.
I believe she got one of those earlier today. No, that was Penny.
Either way, they are putting Emerald in a power jam. And 4 points. 4 points being scored out there for Psychotic Rage.
Pikes Peak blocker in the penalty box. So Emerald City doing their thing. Agent Orange doing a good job of protecting a run back there. Rex Havoc also on the inside line, and they're going to call that nice that jammer because that just wasn't. She knew she wasn't going to necessarily get another pass on it, so she puts 5 up, calls it off. Smart call off.
Yeah, really good smart call off. Matter of fact, the coach on the sideline was jumping up and down trying to get that done a little bit earlier.
So that was a 9-point jam, and that's going to bring our score to 131 to 74.
I don't know if you've noticed, but really, Pikes Peak mostly plays up front and gives that line to Emerald City. It's kind of interesting they haven't. You have to drop back and play some bridge work there to make sure your jammers can.
They got a little excited on that one.
Yeah, everybody wants to hit the jammer.
Shiny thing. Just a big lean on the outside for Boylan.
Yeah.
She's thrilled.
High block being called out there.
That's on Gemini.
Yep.
Boylan hits a pack. All 4 Pikes Peak blockers there to catch her. Nice spin around as to inbounds there. Quick little tap, tap, tap with her feet.
Yep. They all wanted to hit her. They were all aiming at that jammer.
Yeah.
Still stuck in the back of that pack is serious business. really having a hard time getting through this wall.
Pick up your feet. She does it. And she's finally through on her initial pass. Boylan getting a little contact with her own friend, Lady Bullseye. I have a habit of hitting my own jammers. There's a star!
You know.
You
Yeah.
must die.
What color are you? Bam! Okay, sorry.
Sorry about that.
Well, just with like that, the jam was called off. Once again, that was smart play by Boylan up front. She called it off. Another jammer was finally making her way around, but she had done some nice scoring on that.
And she really withstood a lot of contact. Pikes Peak on that jam, a little wild, you know, lots of hits. It was successful. They did get the run back, but of course she got through, put points up on the board. The score of 141-74. And there we go, Wonder Dread lead jammer for Emerald City with Daisy Newcomb getting a multiplayer call there.
Man, that is just thick defense by Emerald City right now. Number 30, Mickey Torque cannot get through.
Swing around the outside. That's going to be 5 more points for Wonder Dread and Emerald City.
And Pikes Peak really needs to work on their transition from offense to defense, because twice now she's ran around that outside. They saw her, but they didn't set up and work. They weren't really ready for her.
Yeah, that's 5 more for Wonder Dread. She's just skating laps at this point. It's time for them to lock this down.
Yeah.
There we go. And there's
They've
some
got
nice
the lead.
contact
They're
on the
just
outside with Blaze.
They've got this lead. They're just going to keep right on scoring and pushing that
There we
lead
go.
up.
They pull the cut on Pikes Peak jammer over here. Emerald City just nailing it. Right now, they're locking it in.
Yeah. I think she scored 15 points so far.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a leisurely skate for her at this point. And as I said that, I don't think Pikes Peak like me talking about that. They have
No, they were like, see, we can do this.
Yeah,
We're really
they
good at this,
started on,
actually.
and now they're destroying that jammer.
Clockwise block being called on Blaze there. Wonder Dread working her way around the outside, gets chipped, keeps it going. The Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down, and there she goes around. 5 more.
Russian Bride jumped in there. She tried to put a nice big hit up, and it wasn't quite enough to take her out. Mickey Torque in that, I was going to say in that pack, up against the back of the blockers, trying to find her way through.
That's 25 right there, my friend.
Yep. Mickey Torque still stuck in there, still trying to work her way around. She found the light of day, and she's off to the races.
There we go. Gonna put the pressure on Emerald City. She's gonna probably try and get a few more and call that one off. And that was actually the natural conclusion of the jam, because I am a mind reader.
Yep, you just have good timing.
So we're talking about a 28-point jam.
Wow. And you know, with 19 minutes left in this game, that is Emerald City putting the foot on the accelerator and pushing this lead up. Right now we've got a score of 169-74, and it wasn't like that just a few minutes ago.
Giggity?
It's 3-on-3 blocker war out there. Both blocking teams have got their jammers locked in.
A thing happened.
Yeah.
Another one.
Trick pony.
I think that is one blocking with the head call on each of their 3 high rotation jammers, actually.
Except for Brass, Moose, Knuckles.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her. Oh!
Not quite, but good recovery. She's going to get the force back there with number 64. Pretty Penny now blocking and doing a great job of it.
Yep. Psychotic Rage getting escorted out of bounds at turn number 1. Doesn't have very far to go back as her team picked up the slack and stopped those blockers from going anywhere.
Well, they don't bridge, so she's going to have to let her through. That's 5 points for Psychotic Rage.
They're missing a couple blockers out there, and
that's Pretty Penny going to the box.
That should be 6.
That's at least 6.
That's too bad.
Tough night.
Yeah, you know, some nights are like that. Sometimes she gets no penalties, and other nights you can't seem to quit getting them.
Well, they got to shake it off. This weekend they still get to play Silicon and Kokeshi here all the way from Okinawa, Japan.
That's about I'm going to watch.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to be
If I
calling
don't
one of
have
those games.
Yep.
Might be that game, actually. So, things and stuff and roller derby.
In action.
Yeah, all those things. We got a bill separating the teams at this point.
I was just going to say that. You've got
Were
to
you
see
going to say a bill?
Well, you know, a Bill? A William? Well, you've got 100 points neither way. 174-74, 17 minutes and 46 seconds left. Pikes Peak came out strong in the second half. They got a number of lead jammers in a row, and they, were really starting to get their scoring going, and they have just sputtered.
Well,
they
you
were
know
doing
what?
so well.
Emerald City is executing in a way. I mean, they haven't played this well in years, and it's been this rebuilding thing. And they have a really incredible B team, top skaters, Face Breaker, Rock and Roller. They play on the B team here, but the A team here, all stars for Emerald City, just really truly executing, playing a really strong bout, really smart play, depth in their walls. So
and, they are. They're doing excellent recycling. Their defense, if somebody gets picked off, they get right back up there. I mean, nobody's ever really separated, so their walls are strong, and it's just a heartbreaker for a jammer to get up in this situation like that, where you're up against these walls that keep rebuilding in front of you, and you can't get through.
Yeah, got another official timeout here. Something's going on. Head ref talking to, is that effing ref? Oh, what a cutie. He's talking to Emerald City right now. Pikes Peak can really catch up here, claw their way back, make magic happen if they just start executing. And as you were talking about, that transition from defense to offense needs to happen. That awareness needs to be there, and they can do it. They have really good swarming tendencies where everybody's on that jammer. They can get the force out. They have great run backs. So they need to do that, get some power jams, and they're in it. And there she goes.
Wow.
That's Wonder Dread on the outside yet again.
She was not waiting for anything. I believe that's Trick Pony right now trying to find her way through. And just like I was talking about, the recycling. Zozan the Barbarian, the last line of defense. And she's almost...
and gets her.
Oh,
you know what? They do call her on the forearm, and that was a good call. But you know what? I don't like to say that penalties are worth it, but if you look at the track, it
Where's
was.
Trick Pony right now?
With
She's
30-second
still stuck in there.
penalties,
Yep.
absolutely.
And just like that, Dread is through, picks up 5 more points.
And we got a power jam in Emerald City's favor. Let's see what they can do with it. It's not looking good. 4-2 pack advantage, or 3-2 pack advantage, I should say.
The ref is waving her back on the track.
Okay.
So Trick Pony,
JK.
Maybe she thought the penalty was called on her, but he said, nope, come on back in. You get to play some more. In that case, she got through. She's not the lead jammer, but I think Trick Pony, because she went to the penalty box and came right back out, surprised the opposing squad.
Yeah, got right through.
Everyone was probably all worried about offense and helping their jammer out. She just ran right through that wall. That's the easiest pass that anybody has seen on the Emerald City team.
Yeah,
I think all day.
That was another 19 points for Emerald, so they're really pouring it on right now.
Yep. I think they smell blood right now, and they're going for it.
Good for them. It's good to see that fire, that execution. They're just in control right now. They're comfortable. And you know what? Home crowd, with the stress of putting on this tournament, good for them. This is a great way to start a weekend. Emerald City, they're still going to face Humboldt this weekend, as well as Aldriki from Scotland.
Brass Moose Knuckles runs right on through. They were trying to slow her down, but they can only hope to contain her. Oh, and the offense! The offense by Ogden out there. She just opened up a hole and got her jammer through. Pikes Peak did jump up and pick her off in the top of the apex and forced her to call it off, but I don't think it was enough. I think she got her 4 points.
And she got all 4 because she wrapped around. She was caught. They contained her, and she just wrapped around, pushed her hips forward, and got that 4th point. And that was the 5th or 6th lead jam for Emerald City.
I got a special place in my heart for that inside line when you play the offense and you can peel that blocker off. And if you can take more than one blocker with you when you peel them off,
that's money.
It warms my heart to see that.
Here we go. Now Pikes Peak is actually, for a moment there, was doing the exact same blocking setup for an initial pass. Well, the come at me, bro, with 2 skaters forward and 1 backwards to kickstand them, and it worked.
Yep, serious business. She is out front. She's the lead jammer. And Emerald City, once again, they're up front, waiting for that jammer to come. Oh, serious business. Sneak by on that inside line. You've got to know who's on that inside. You can't give them that inside line, and as you see, 4 points, it was just hop, skip, and a jump, you're through.
Yeah, they got a little comfortable there. Is that the first Apex jump we've seen from Serious Business?
I think that was an Apex large step.
Big,
Skip?
So they were definitely set up. in that default position that they have with the 3 blockers in the front, and they were expecting a powerful hit, and that just didn't happen.
Right.
She shook it up, and she put 4 on the board.
Right.
Score is 197-78. We're in the last quarter of play here, 14-ish left in this bout with Ogden, lead jammer for Emerald
she
City.
Jumped right on through. She pushed it up. She's your lead jammer. I believe that is Moose Knuckles.
It is.
She finally got herself through. She's not your lead jammer, but she's through. Ogden, though, made short work of the defense. She came out behind her and picked up her points.
Yeah,
Called
nickel
it
and
off.
dime. Why not control the clock? Take it easy, keep
Right.
your players on the track. I know as they pull away here, that's just going to help with the rankings.
Yep.
Every jam taken away.
Absolutely. 3:35 left in this game. You've got a score of 201-78. Pikes Peak really had a good run to start this off. I should say to start the second half off, and they have just sputtered here and only picked up a few points in the last few minutes.
Yeah. And there's Wonder Dread on the outside. Trick Pony working her way through, but Rex Havoc and Aerial Strike, they're sharks. They come up the inside line and eat you for lunch.
Yeah, Trick Pony was really determined to take that outside line, and every time they just keep beating her down. There she is at turn number 3, sitting in the, getting ready to
She
go into
kind
that
of
apex.
laughed that one off. She was like, all right, time to get my game face on.
Well, you know, when they've got your number, in this case, she always is going to the outside. You got to try something different as a jammer.
And there she goes. She's happy about it.
And I think she got through in the middle.
Yeah, she sure did.
Nice tight pack. They call it off. Trick Pony was coming in hot, but
Hold
not
him down
enough.
to 2, though. That's
Yeah.
good pressure.
Well, the penalty box looks empty, and whoa, as I say that, a Pikes Peak player has a seat. And so that's going to put a 4-3 pack advantage right now for the Emerald City team.
So in the last 7 jams, Emerald City has had such a powerful run of 67-4 points over Pikes Peak just in the last 7 jams.
This whistle blows. Emerald City out front right now, really trying to get through. And just like that, Emerald City jammer Boylan, she is out, and your lead jammer. Serious business. She got taken out in the top of the apex, but she found a hole on the
She's
inside and
strong.
ran right up the middle.
I like serious business.
Yeah. I like that cool mask she's wearing.
Yeah. I have a teammate that we broke her nose at practice.
Nice.
And she had to get a mask, and it's painted like sort of team colors, but she looks like a warrior, and it's so scary. It's awesome. It is awesome.
Still a pack advantage right now. We've got 4-3 Emerald Cities out there. You're going to see Moose Knuckles out as a jammer for Pikes Peak.
With Psychotic Rage, number 1, 2, 3, taking a spill on the inside line, though, stays in bounce, looking for her away. Come around the outside, Rex Havoc. I would say that is cliche Rex Havoc. That's a Rex move. She just comes in and screens and is like, here, let me, allow me to open the door for you, my dear. Come along with me. To natural with the force out
And
in the run back.
Brass Moose Knuckles has to start all over again, and they're already waiting for her. Whistle being blown, but 4 points being picked up by Psychotic Rage.
The important thing at this point for Pikes Peak, keep the jammer on the track. Get every point you can.
Yeah.
Finish this game strong, and they'll be okay.
Yep.
Again, they have 2 blockers in the box. They need to stay calm and stay on the track.
Yeah, right now exactly. It's too easy for it. It's pretty much just her skating laps out there.
Well,
again.
there we go, sir. It is a power jam again in Emerald's favor with Psychotic Rage on the track. It's not looking good, but beautiful
Nice
force out.
Yeah,
Mickey
Psychotic
Torque
Rage, yeah.
gets that force out on turn 1, puts Psychotic Rage off balance. But again, it puts Emerald City in a really good position because that's that 4-2 pack advantage. They have probably at least 20 seconds to burn.
Yeah, Brass Moose Knuckles just took a seat, so they knew they've got the better portion of a power jam. And it's going to take her a good 7 seconds to get around this track.
Yep.
Might as well start anew with someone fresher and faster.
This is unfortunately kind of a typical situation for Pikes Peak with the 4-2 disadvantage for a power jam. In the last 8 jams, again, Emerald City just on a tear, 90-4.
7 deadly sins on that outside. You know, she keeps going around her. That's, you know, with only 2 blockers out there, it is just, you got to guess. It's kind of like when someone's shooting goals on in a soccer game. You got to sometimes just guess which side they're going and hope you can catch it.
You know, sometimes it looks silly when you go the wrong way, but the accuracy rate's usually pretty good. And there we go. That's Sangria Punch with a beautiful force out here in turn 1. They can't quite make it behind the Emerald. Oh, one did squeeze through. Good on her.
You know, the thing is, I don't think she needed to go back. The blocker took a knee, which took her out of play, and nobody else was up there. She didn't really need to go all the way back, but, you know, sometimes better safe than sorry. Dread makes her way through regardless and picks up 5 points.
Boy, Coop really putting it on Moose Knuckles in this jam, all over her with Gemini Aerial Strike. The ref is yelling things at people.
Stuff and things have been said, but it doesn't matter. 5 more points being picked up by Dread.
Nice cadence. Wonder Dread entering the pack for a scoring pass again here.
Oh, they're way up there, out of play. You got to know where that pack is.
Way to not take the bait, though.
Yeah.
Aerial Strike is there again. Puts Jammer on her knees legally, and, you know, Wonder Dread's just going to skate on through. There's just not enough people there, and they're just really focused on playing some offense right now.
Yeah, Brass Moose Knuckles, now she is in the clutches of that wall of green. Coop is kind of commanding the way right now, and this wall is moving inside to out. Oh, if you're a blocker, you got to jump back and open up a hole as you start to fade back through there.
So with about 7.5 minutes left to play, it's definitely safe to say Emerald's put the lockdown on that. That was at least a 25-point jam. That was a 25-point jam. 5 full scoring passes for Emerald City.
It sounds like Emerald City has really worked on their endurance for this game, because it seems like they're getting faster and staying strong throughout the whole.
They're definitely more fit on the track right now. In the last 9 jams, Emerald has scored 115 points. Pikes Peak still being held at 4 points in the last 9 jams.
That's right, endurance really pays off. As you can see, right now you've got a wall, 420 Blaze. She's really slowing down Ogden. They clean it out, and they just keep hitting her, but she keeps right on going. And that's the thing about those swings. They took themselves out of play, and when they try to recover, Ogden's already out and through the pack.
You know, both of these teams are still doing amazing things here, and I gotta say, Pikes Peak is a really likable team.
Oh yeah. And their jammer just
one trick pony there took a spill.
Oh yeah, she took a wallop is what she took. She welcome to a shoulder from one of the Emerald City blockers and had to pick herself up off the track.
But Pikes manages to put a couple points on the board there. First time they've scored in a little while there. So there is some hope. Finish strong here, Pikes Peak.
Now we're going to see serious business once again out there, ready to go. About 6 minutes left in this game.
6 minutes.
Nice slow pack from both sides.
Boylan trying to go up the inside. She gets spun around.
Yep, 2 blockers left to beat, and she does. She found an opening on that inside line, and I said it over and over, you've got to hold that line.
Pikes Peak has so much potential. You know, they're in the right place. They could just get a little bit stronger over time. They're doing all the right things.
Oh, yeah.
They just need to finish. I think they're great. Boylan calling off that jam as she gets forced out on turn 4. 4 more points for Emerald City.
Mickey Torque had her locked in.
Yeah, she sure did.
She got a hold of that jammer, said, no, you're mine. You're not going anywhere but out of bounds.
Yeah, Mickey Torque's all over the place. She's doing great.
Yeah, she's having an excellent second half, too. 2 blockers right now sitting in the penalty box once again for Pikes Peak. And penalties, really are the story for their game. They've had some really good spots, but when they get in penalty problems, there is when Emerald City has just went for the jugular.
Pikes Peak just hasn't been successful with 2 blockers on the track. I don't know many teams that are, but they're out there. And they're just not able to pull it together. Try playing all low. See what happens.
Well, Pikes Peak jammer, though, she gets out, picks up 3 points.
And she does a little bit of a gliding high kick and waves hello to the fans.
When she also did a little fist bump after she realized she
Yeah.
got those points. You know, they got a lot of spunk. They might be down, but they're not losing.
Spunk is a great way to put it. They seem like a fun team to play, and
Yep.
at a tournament with this many games, and it's going to be a long weekend. That's so refreshing. That's so nice.
Well, with 4:11 left in this game, 255 Emerald City, 84 Pikes Peak. One blocker out there for Pikes Peak.
Psychotic Rage is out. She's lead jammer again. Boy, her lead jammer percentage must be killer tonight.
Well, they see that jammer coming around. They take Psychotic Rage out of bounds. They're taking her back. Gotta let her go, though.
Emerald City getting pushed out of play. Great bridging by Aerial Strike. They had a little bit of a diamond formation there. Two people pushing in, one pushing back, one facing forward.
Emerald City gets through, picks up their 4 points. Psychotic Rage calls it off. And now she's riling up the crowd over there, spinning her helmet cover around.
Just about 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining as that ticks down.
Well, it looks like that penalty box is all cleaned out. We've got 5-on-5 derby the way the gods intended it to be
Yeah,
played.
it's been a minute. All right. Pikes Peak starting out with that diamond formation, as a matter of fact. Emerald is so keen on executing. And Boylan pushes up that inside. Even when those Pike Peak boxers have their hip on her,
Yeah.
she's just opening up like a tin can.
Serious business getting taken out of bounds by Genesis Osen. Oh, she found that open wall, but Genesis Osen has got her number and leveled her.
Blaze doing what she could to prevent Genesis from getting that run back, but in the course of doing that, definitely accidentally
Yeah.
kind of clips Genesis and gets a low block call.
Definitely accidentally.
Well, she
And-
wanted to knock her down. She didn't want to do it like that. Jeez.
Well, this next jam has been called off.
Well, roller derby is so much about judging intent, right?
That's right.
Wrong. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, no. 2 minutes now in this game is all that's left. We've got a gate score of 263, Emerald City, 84, Pikes Peak. And this could hypothetically be the last jam of the game. And the officials do not like my assessment, so they're going to call.
This guy was over here doing stuff.
What was he doing?
I don't know, stuff.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
The things happen. Oh, there we go. So stuff and things have happened. The officials wanted to call it off. I'm not quite sure if they're reviewing or calling official timeout, but they're all hanging out.
It is a time. Oh, okay, yeah.
Huh?
1:42. The clock stopped.
Oh, I see an official in the air. 5 seconds was called. This jam is on. Yay.
Oh, on the outside, there goes Wonder Dread. They almost had it. They need to take it all the way over the line, especially when there's multiple blockers there doing the pushing. It's okay if someone steps over. You're there for the run back.
Brass Moose Knuckles just muscled her way right through the middle of it. And Dread up front calls a jam off, picks up her 4 points.
Pretty textbook on that.
And a timeout being called.
That's a green timeout.
Yeah, minute and 13 seconds. I don't think they were done playing. They
No.
want to keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And who doesn't like playing derby? I mean, you know, there's an opportunity for another jam. Let's keep going.
Yeah, why not? It's in that sanction, play. You're out for blood. Numbers matter.
But let's just say I look forward to the next time these two teams play, because Pikes Peak will remember this. And
I
I'm
think-
sure.
I mean, we've been talking about the parallels between these two teams' style of play.
Right.
Emerald just locking it down. But I think Pikes Peak is just really going to pick a lot up from this bout and carry it into their next bouts.
Yep, even when you lose, you are learning.
Oh, absolutely. It's like in 2011, Emerald City, it was back when we had regions, and we were like number 11 in the West, and we went to go play Oli, who at the time was just, the top of the heap. We got demoralized, of course, but we beat that expected ratio, and that felt like a victory. We learned so much, and they did a clinic with us the next day. It was such a positive experience. Well, it's always about learning and developing.
And that's really, roller derby has got such a good family all the way around. Whenever you go play at these other teams, it's not about being demoralized. It's about playing your best, and you learn something from it. And just like this next jam has started, and Emerald City so quick jumped out there, and they've got the lead jammer. And they're in a power jam to boot.
Very aggressive jamming. That's to natural. That's her first time taking the star.
First time with the star.
And she doesn't look like she's not in the jammer, rotation. That was aggressive. She threw a shoulder.
Oh yeah.
And that's a clean hit. That was a clean hit.
That was.
She was turned to the side, all shoulder. That was bait.
Yep.
And it was delicious.
Welcome to my armpit. You're going down.
I love when blockers jam.
Yep.
Again, same thing. Just
bodies are
hard-hitting
hitting
action.
the floor. Look at, she just not having it.
The clock's ticking down. We got about 20 seconds remaining.
Yep.
Of course, the refs will blow their whistles when they damn well feel like it.
That's right. 5 points being put up on the board.
Safe to say this will be the final jam as the clock ticks down.
Oh.
As the game clock expires, we will look to the jam clock.
Finally a big hit. They slowed her down, didn't put her on the floor, and 4 points being picked up on there.
So game's over. A few more seconds on that jam clock, and that's going to be it.
Nice, slow, passive offense out there. They're letting her just do her work.
Pile it on. We got all 8 skaters on the track.
4 more points being picked up. She comes in hot. She throws a hit like she has been.
Pikes Peak did not field a jammer this jam. If you notice, there's not a Pikes Peak jammer on the track, nor one in the penalty box.
I thought that one had went to the penalty box, but you are correct.
That's a heartbreaking mistake.
And a cut being called on one of the Pikes Peak's blockers. And this jam comes to an end.
That's gonna be it.
The natural roll did a fine job jamming out there. It is exciting to see a jammer go out there and hit with intent.
Yeah.
She did. She went out to kill.
Well, we'll get an official score in just a moment here, but I think Emerald might be taking this one.
Yes.
Yeah,
I do believe so.
Congratulations to the hosts of this beautiful tournament, a beautiful weekend in Eugene, Oregon.
Yep.
Emerald City taking home the W, spreading it around.
They started this with a bang. They got their W in the win column for their first game on the track. And that's good. It's a good feeling.
That was great bookends. They started strong. Pikes Peak had an ebb and a flow to it, and Emerald City just locking it down. That was the best half of play I've ever seen them play.
Right.
That last jam was 25 points.
Yeah, they didn't stop. They had a couple of moments where they had gotten shut down, but they did not stop that whole game. Emerald City really came out to play. They really came out to show people what they could do. I'm not trying to take anything away from Pikes Peak. Pikes Peak played a great game. They had some really good flashes of offense, and it was a really good game for them. But Emerald